coach who's won a national championship and immediately left for the NFL. There have been coaches who have won a national championship and then eventually gone, but never immediately after.
Really?
Yes.
That surprises me. It feels like something that has happened.
Yeah, it is. The first year it's never happened, but NCAA investigation looming and the hiring of the agent makes me think that this would be the time to break it.
And the floating of the contract, which is on the table but hasn't been signed.
Right. So these are the jobs that are definitively open right now. Titans, Commanders, Panthers, Falcons, Chargers. Patriots and Raiders are maybes. Bears, for the sake of our conversation, we'll put as a maybe. Are any of the jobs, I cannot see him taking the Titans job. That doesn't make Harbaugh. That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, there's not. It's not like there's a franchise quarterback sitting there waiting. I don't know if you believe in Will Levis.
Nor do you have a top pick in this draft to get your franchise quarterback to develop, right? Panthers.
Messy ownership. Seems like a disaster. You want to drink poured on you, that's where you go.
Right. Maybe he loves Bryce Young, but why would you do that? Falcons would surprise me. No clear path to a quarterback, but good offensive players, a dome.
Excited about Atlanta for some reason. We don't can't put together.
Wife loves California. They have Justin Herbert. You've coached in California before.
GM job is open.
GM job is open.
You could either get both or bring in your own guy or bring in as many people. That's a pretty blank slate with a great quarterback and a town that's begging for your wife, apparently.
Well, your wife wants to go back. Yeah,
and it's California.
Well, right. It's, go make $15 million plus and live in Southern California with a top 5 talent at the position.
You have a good time at Stanford?
Yeah.
Go 5 hours south.
Right. Probably a pretty enjoyable. Now, really tough division and no fan base. Right? Like a title. We saw the Rams Super Bowl parade. It was not as big of a deal as what a Bears Super Bowl parade.
Big passion drop-off.
Huge passion drop-off.
And for a guy who seems to really enjoy the passion.
Right. So I would think the positives would be Herbert, the weather, location, family element of it, and the GM opening, right?
Yeah.
Commanders, that one's interesting to me.
That's a brand new owner with huge pockets, desperately looking to make a splash.
He's worth reportedly $8 billion. Private equity money, owns a bunch of teams, could write him any check he wanted, looking to establish a culture, identity, probably would empower him in a way that no franchise in the NFL would truly empower him because it is a blank slate in his mind.
In the NFC East with available East Coast bias and enjoyment. And for anybody who doesn't know, the passion for football in Washington is dormant but would explode back to prominence. They used to lead the news even in political cycles when Joe Gibbs had that thing rolling.
And second pick in the draft. So
quarterback.
You can pick your quarterback other than presumably Caleb. But if he loved Drake May, if he thinks that he loves Michael Penix, the guy that he just saw across the field from him in the title game, and, not a good team around him, obviously, they just got the second pick in the draft, but
some pieces.
You got Terry McLaurin, you have Dotson, you have a few guys for your quarterback to throw the ball to. And so I look at the Commanders as unlimited money, basically any young quarterback that you want in this draft. Chargers, Southern California, weather, GM, and quarterback. And then the Bears, nostalgia and the number 1 pick.
Yeah, big time nostalgia and historical symmetry and the number 1 pick and all of that. But
a lot of people think Raiders. Apparently, the Raiders are pretty high. Like they're going to make a run for him. But internally, the players all want
Antonio Pierce
to come back, and no clear path to a quarterback. And you're in the tough division.
I think the Raiders and the Bears are having conversations this week that will also include phone calls to Jim Harbaugh just to see what the chances are, because they're both in a position where they might do the David Ross, Craig Counsell thing. Yeah. And say, oh, no, we like our guy. Oh, wait a minute. We have a chance to do this. We have to do it.
Right. Ryan Poles was praising Matt Eberflus until he could come out and say, everything I said about Matt Eberflus all year was true. We made a call on Tuesday. He won the national championship Monday. just to do our due diligence, because it's my job to always do my due diligence to look to upgrade in any way.
Sure.
And they said yes.
And after talking with Kevin, we really believe that a clean slate and symmetry is the right thing to do for this special moment for the franchise.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even
say that because you're not declaring that yet.
Yeah, don't say that part yet. Because you don't want to tip your hand on the quarterback. But just, we owed it to ourselves to see if we could upgrade, and we did. And we could. So I think that's happening. I do. Kevin Warren, all he talks about is being a big thinker, an outside-the-box thinker. It's why he says he was brought here. I don't think that's just for the non-retractable roof stadium in Arlington Heights.
It's a pretty big part of it.
Oh, I think it's absolutely. But to lure Jim Harbaugh back to the NFL after multiple teams have tried for multiple years.
Yeah, and I got to say, because I know I said it here during the year on the show, I heard from a pretty damn good source that Kevin Warren, not a big fan of Jim Harbaugh on the personal level after everything that had gone down on the COVID front with the short season for the Big Ten when the SEC was going to play and things were happening very slowly in the Big Ten, and that Kevin bothered by some things that Harbaugh did on conference calls and some other things that went down. So, but I think you alluded to it, or I certainly inferred it as part of the Kevin Warren hurdle that would have to be gotten over if you're Jim Harbaugh, and the Bears would have to get over that as well. But I don't think it's a non-starter in that way.
So I would expect and hope that will be a call that they're making today. It's appropriate to make that phone call today.